Welcome to the Boisterous Brothers. My name is George Rockall-Schmidt, and I'm here with the human pigeon, Damian Benedict. How are you doing today, mate?
Hello.
I was obviously the human sheep.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
And as everyone knows, sheep and pigeons are like mortal enemies in the wild, so this is not going to go down well.
I always see
This is blood sport now.
pigeons constantly dancing on sheep's heads, very much like cats tease dogs. And then occasionally they'll go on the wrong sheep that can dislocate its jaw, and it will just go and swallow the pigeon.
Well, no, it's that's not a freak thing. I mean, sheep can actually open their jaws 180 degrees. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
If you ever seen it, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
And they will absorb the pigeon whole,
Yeah, right. I mean, they just swallow it. They don't chew.
Oh yeah, they literally just swing their heads back
Yeah.
and then boom.
I mean, it's well
They've got
known.
this large gullet where
That's
they
right.
slowly digest it. And
Yeah.
then...
And their gullet is pure muscle. And the reason it's pure muscle is because if you look closer, you'll see that sheep spend all of their free time chewing tobacco.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing more irritating than a sheep's bleating is the sound of the spit bucket. Especially when you got herds of them, it's just constant.
Because they insist on metal spit buckets. It's almost like someone's ringing a triangle or something. It's ding, 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 ding. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I never got that with chewing tobacco. You chew it and you spit it out. Surely the best part is when you swallow it down.
I never, no, I don't know. It's too old-timey, I think. I've never really seen anyone.
I've chewed tobacco before.
Oh, yeah? I've never done it.
You can feel the cancer in your mouth.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it doesn't
Ugh.
feel nice. I mean, I guess it does once you're addicted, but
Well, I know it's no more or less worse than fucking smoking, or I suppose.
no, I guess not. Well, I suppose with chewing, it's like cigars. You get mouth cancer rather than throat cancer, and the throat is more important than the mouth because you can just eat through your neck. If you cut it open.
Yeah, you can have a surgery, and
I mean, you can only eat small things like peas.
I mean, it starts with the stoma, but you can get it upgraded so your neck has a sort of latch here, and much like a sheep, you can throw your head back like a Pez, almost 180 degrees.
And it's great as well because that's how you can check if your bottom is clean.
Yeah, because they hollow you everything else out when you do it.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine it's just a neck on a hinge.
Oh, yeah.
Like a brass hinge, there's like 2 screws in it as well.
But like the spine is like really robust, and when you do it, it doesn't snap at all. It just kind of brings your ass, your pelvis up into your body. So every time you snap back, you get shorter.
Yeah, you can only do it a few times a day. Then you've got to go home and be straightened out. So we always start the Boisterous Brothers with an anecdote, and mine again. All of mine are very short because I don't waffle on. I don't waffle on. I don't waffle on. Don't waffen SS on. Like a boring cunt.
I'm sure that wasn't directed at me at all.
Yeah, it was. You waffle. I don't know how to tell you this other than live on air.
Okay.
Because we are live. This is the live episode.
Yeah, we don't actually do any feedback or constructive criticism. We haven't actually thought about how to refine this product at all. We just let it happen.
This is constructive criticism. What are you talking about?
No, this is just an excuse to hurt my feelings.
Okay. All right. Let me turn it into constructive criticism. You waffle on. Stop waffling.
There you go.
Yeah.
I can work with that.
Fucking Waffle Street knobhead.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that tonight. Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's a movie. Fuck. Danny Glover.
Yeah, with Danny Glover. Yeah, because you know it's a movie with Danny Glover.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
He's
He don't do nothing
He's
else.
always too old for this fucking shit. So I can't wait to see what fucking comic caperings are happen.
Comic caperings are happenstancing.
Or a happenstancing.
So I used to work in a carpet warehouse. I want to say lumberyard. Obviously, it wasn't a lumberyard unless the carpets wrapped around their magnificent, massive toilet tubes with some sort of furry trees. I used to work in the yard of a place that stored and sold carpets.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It was pretty small. There were only about 20 people who worked there, but there were only like 5 who I actually worked with. The other 15 were part of businesses. See that, Damian? Basic math. You can achieve things.
Okay.
Did you see the math?
No.
And I would work with these people, and they were all pretty working class people, I guess. I was there. I was a student, and I had this part-time job. essentially kind of doing the shit the forklift driver didn't want to do, which is fair enough. He did have a license, and they are very hard to drive, those forklifts.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that is... I mean, he could have been a Formula One driver, but he chose to be...
Well, it's a proper vocation,
driver.
isn't it? You do have to study.
Yeah, I mean, he went to university for 4 years.
I mean, that's what they'll fucking tell you anyway.
That's what doctors say. I mean, how do I know that's true? I never heard of doctor school.
No, well, the doctors I heard that tell me they just walked into this gig.
If that was true, then doctors would get sick and they would just die because it would be way too hard to become a doctor. I think we're kind of meandering into the realm of stupid here, which is exactly what my friend was. His name was Two Tone, and his name was Two Tone because he had two colours of hair on his head. He hadn't dyed it or anything. They were just,
right, okay.
He just had like black. I mean, it wasn't black. It was like very, very brown because he wasn't Chinese, and only Chinese people can have black hair.
As I'm fairly sure we've discussed at length. Maybe not. Here.
In the Chinese hair episode, yeah. he had very dark hair and lighter brown on top, and he looked weird. And this guy was like massive. I never saw him without his shirt on, but I'm sure he could have been like a model for Armani underwear, right? I mean, he was ripped. He was very fit, and he was probably one of the stupidest people I've ever met.
Okay, so proper model material then.
Yeah, right. Although not hand model, because one day I was talking to the foreman. Again, there weren't that many people there, but the guy in charge of the yard, he wasn't the foreman. He was the yardman. And I was talking to him, and he was smoking a cigarette. And we both looked, and Two-Tone came and he said, "Look what I've done." And he showed us his hand, and he pulled off his index and middle finger, right?
Oh.
And like this guy's name was Carl, not the weird Carl. This guy's name was Carl, the yard guy, and he was absolutely silent. And then he said, "Fuck off, Two-Tone," because he thought it was a joke.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because this guy was there, Two-Tone was there, and he was bleeding everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And we thought it was like some sort of like kit he'd got from a joke shop or something, because he wasn't reacting at all to it. His face was completely normal. He didn't have any expression of fear or pain or anything. I mean, he just walked up to us like at the slowest speed you could think.
He's like, "Hi, guys."
Yeah, I mean, the thing was he did it on the gate, which was about 20 feet away. So when he did it, he didn't make any noise either.
Right, so what did the gate just slam shut on his hand or something?
Yeah, he closed the gate on his fingers because it was this massive gate.
Right.
And he basically chopped them off, like clean
like
off.
Like from the base knuckle or?
Like just underneath. Not knuckle, what's it called? The first joint. Yeah, underneath the first joint. Yeah, and he went to hospital and he was fine. He got them sewed back on. But as long as they worked there, you could fucking tell what he'd done.
Jesus,
because they were bright red.
Oh man, that's grim. I'm a squeamish
Didn't
motherfucker.
Didn't bother him.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It was really weird, because you kind of think what that would look like, but it didn't look that bad.
Oh yeah.
It looked weird, sure, but yeah.
Fuck.
I mean, there weren't these like knobbly bones coming, when knobbly bones or gnomes coming out. No, there weren't bones or anything like that, but what?
I mean, like, surely the bones in his fingers must have been crushed, right? Or was it quite a thin gate?
Well, he'd done it on the joint of the gate, so it's not like they'd been crushed.
Oh, it just popped straight out of his socket.
No, they were they were severed.
Right. Okay.
I mean, his fingers were detached from his body.
Ugh.
But he was fine with it.
Ugh. Oh.
Yeah. Then that's never happened to you. Have you ever broken a bone?
None. Only like toes, I think, but I couldn't really.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing glamorous. Sliced my hands open a few times at a couple of my old jobs, but nothing worth reporting about.
Right. I broke my arm once.
Oh yes, yeah, that was a long fucking time ago. I remember that.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. It was 13 years ago. I was 14.
Oh my god!
So next year I will be celebrating. Oh my god! I've just given away my age. I'll bleep that out. So next year I'll be
and start like fucking plastering you with effects, so you look like you're 70. And you don't bleep out 27 at all, but you just fucking do.
Yeah.
You mock it up, so you look a good like 60
give myself
odd.
A massive goiter. So obviously next year I'll be blank, which will mean that I'm twice as old as when I was blank. Yeah, so, I remember breaking my arm, and I broke it so that it kind of looked like the neck of a fork.
Yeah, because it looked like it was kind of broken in 2 spots. So
I had 3 fractures in it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I do remember, because, what happened was you just kind of fell to the ground, really. It fell on your wrist, but when I saw it...
cut off by a reckless driver.
Yeah. That twat.
Yeah. Yeah, go on. What were you going to say?
And when I saw it, I had to do a bit of a double take because
so bad.
I'd never seen anyone break their arm before, but it was unlike anything else. Your wrist was your hand was kind of parallel with the rest of your arm because you'd broken it in 2 spots.
Yeah.
It was just so bizarre.
Yeah, it was awful. I went to hospital and they didn't have enough staff, so I had to hold my arm up while the nurse plastered it.
Oh God.
Yeah, and then obviously they put me under and took the plaster off and broke it back into place.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like a nightmare.
It hurt, but it's not the most painful thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I've dodged that bullet for as long as I have.
Yeah, I've definitely had worse shits. But I do eat a lot of Tabasco, so...
Yeah, things are getting worse,
Yeah, I've convinced myself that eating a lot of Tabasco is good for my prostate. And on that note, here's the news.
Hello, the brothers Boisterous! This week, investigations continued into the death of Kim Jong-nam, who died in a Malaysian airport after seeing his economy bill for carry-on luggage. Please note, it wasn't the bill that killed him. The Snapchat was priced at $24 billion. Its owner, Snap, see, Snapchat, Snap, last year lost more than ever and grew slower than ever. A sound investment over in social media stock price land, where cats marry dogs and cars drive people. I have to dash now, as they're letting me into the White House gaggle. Don't worry, it's not DC favoritism, it's a curry house on Old London Road. Aaj kya vishesh vibha hai, Shilpa? Back to you in the studio. Yes, the poppadoms would be good.
Lonely Frasier is so lonely, he stops his radio show to petition Crane City to be his friend. Professional conduct. The city doesn't bite save for one chap in a wheelchair. Frasier appreciates the sentiment, but is revolted by his physical inferiority. Good news for Wheels, though, as Frasier, as is the theme of the show, doesn't have the balls to set things straight. Wheels becomes a regular addition to the Frasier friends. His catchphrase is, "I'll barbecue your hat."
So he befriends this guy in a wheelchair, and then he realizes that this guy is an idiot.
Yeah, complete dolt, but can't brush him off because it's because people think it's because he's in a wheelchair and I'm a really nasty person. It's like, well, Frasier, you are a really nasty person, but that's not the reason why. Just
what is the reason why?
Well, he's a lecherous pervert with constantly compromising whatever principles he pertains to have.
And he does have very small teeth.
I never noticed that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll keep an eye out. I'm sure it'll terrify me. You'll just see me go. I'll go off into the other room. You just hear me watching. You hear me scream.
Yeah, because he has like 300 of them.
Yeah. I'm sure it's the stuff of like. He looks like a Cenobite. He may as well have pins sticking in his head.
So I shed friends all the time. No, I don't. I don't make friends anymore. But I used to shed friends all the time. So I'd have no fucking problem putting a bullet into his head. Proverbially.
Well, you're sat in the cafe with the fucking deer rifle,
If you don't pass the test, you're dead. But what about you? You ever had a friend that you wanted to get rid of?
Well, there's that guy John Paul, who never ever took the the hint.
Yeah, right. Yeah. How come it was all you as well? He was attracted to you. Not to me. I never hung around with him, but you told me we went on a holiday to Paris. I was going to say France, Paris.
To Whitby
once. We went bowling once. Bowling, the lover's sport.
Yes. Over a candle.
Why was that guy attracted to you? Because you were very vocal about disliking him.
Mm-hmm. I think at the time we were also hanging out with another guy.
Do you think he wanted to be you a bit?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, he kind of would follow.
But in many ways, he was twice the man you were.
Yeah, we're just talking physical mass, though.
Twice the mass, sorry.
But he was very quick to kind of follow whatever music I was listening to, and then when I started getting into playing the guitar and stuff like that, and growing his hair out as well. He did that.
Did that before you? Didn't he?
He did it after me.
Oh, and he would always have a competition about who's got the longest hair.
Yeah,
you were so cool.
John Paul would simply would walk up and be in a lot of ways.
Man, have I got something in my eye?
No, I can't see anything.
I think it's just my eyebrow. I think this is a wake-up call for me to get my eyebrows done.
Yeah, but just completely bick them off.
Bick them off and then get rid of this tuft I've got here on my head so I can go around saying, call me Murphy.
No, I'm going to say you just get rid of all the hair on your head, and by the time it comes to the next episode, you look like Matt Lucas.
It's like,
you make a point of puffing out as well, you know.
He's a baby! He's a baby! I don't know, I am going to go bald at one point. Maybe by the time this is published, I'll be bald.
Well, hedge your bets, people.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like we've got slightly sidetracked from Frasier, as ever, by John Paul. But I don't understand, why did he like you? If you didn't like him and you really didn't like him and you told him all the time.
Yeah, I don't know, because there was, I think the year before, right, he had this fucking thing where he really hated me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, really hated me. He was the only person I knew that would ever blank me properly.
I would sometimes as well.
Fuck off.
I would. Sometimes I would just, I'd want a Sean day, maybe.
Oh, that's right. I'm feeling
feeling a bit Sean
I'm
today.
feeling a bit Jack today. How are you doing, Jack? Let me hear your satirical
You take that back.
Oh, dear.
Not Jack the Rat. I'd have hung around with Jack the Rat.
Oh, yeah. Just on my shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw him at passing cars, trying to get them in the window. Got myself a car.
That's how you do it, yeah.
He would kill everyone in that car.
Oh, God, yeah.
Especially if it was being driven by a baby.
And you would get that in that fucking place. Jesus.
It's a baby, but it's got like a flat cap on and a pipe. It's driving from the mine.
Oh, fuck. Oy.
Yeah, well, okay, so yeah, he hated you.
Yeah, I mean, he would blank me all the fucking time, but then something fucking clicked. I don't know if it's because of we had another friend, Dickie, that would hang around with us at lunch as well, who I was really good friends with while we were at school, but they kind of had this on again, off again kind of relationship, and I always figured that he was hanging around simply to kind of get closer to Dickie, but
I mean, they were in love.
I mean, even years after school, I would hear, about their relationship, so to speak, and it did always kind of sound like a old married couple.
Yeah,
have all these
rows, but then they
but they're always what struck me as lovers' tiffs and shit like that.
Dickie would bitch and bitch and bitch about John Paul more than anyone else, more than even you, and you bitched about him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next day it will be John Paul getting written on the back of his science book. John Paul in a big heart.
He bought me a lovely steak dinner with a candle.
Yeah, the candle really makes it.
Oh dear.
Yeah, well, okay, so what about people in wheelchairs?
Well, the only person I've ever known in a wheelchair would be our film studies teacher.
Yeah, don't say our. I didn't do this at the same time as you, right? You never completed the course either.
No. Well, I started a year late, and I had like a lot of things in my life, I had no ambition to kind of see it through.
I've always admired that about you, your complete lack of ambition. I don't know, I always thought that if you weren't someone who was also incredibly neurotic, it'd be quite nice to be you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
And what I'm saying is you've got some components which could make you a decent person.
And they're all in the bin?
No, they're not all in the bin, but,
Okay.
Yeah. They are.
Yeah. I don't really want to tell any more stories now.
Okay. Sorry. Well, I was going to actually ask, have you ever had a friend in a wheelchair? Did you ever have the problem of, I can't get rid of them because they're in the wheelchair? But obviously not with Mr. B.
Well, definitely not in that town where we went to school, because that was all on hills, so you could easily get rid of one of those little chair buggers.
One of those chair buggers? They were always coming after you as well.
Oh, I was like catnip for those bitches.
Why? Because they're looking for someone who's an outsider as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was you with your 3 legs. Tripod Damian. He's coming in.
Oh, I'd like to say that was true.
No, I wouldn't find it hard. If I didn't like someone, it wouldn't matter to me if they were in a wheelchair or not, or, something like that. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care if I'd borrowed money from them and, they thought that me paying it back was some sort of obligation either.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't care if I'd, run off with their wife, it just wouldn't bother me. I don't owe anyone anything. Apart from all those people I owe money to. And wives.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Just have to give them the ring. Anything else to say about that?
No, not at all.
No?
No, nothing.
What about friends who've been tag-alongs? That was you, really, wasn't it?
Hey.
Were you the tag-along?
What, with our group?
No, not with our group. With any group, any
not
time.
at all. No.
No, I mean, you definitely were with our group.
Join Hieronymus Swasher and Mau Mau on an exciting adventure in Moon Swasher.
And that concludes the lesson about operating light beam machinery. Now, let's go over the rules again. Number 1.
Do not start operation alone.
Number 2.
Obey the others.
That's excellent, a very hefty monotony. Next time, I'd like a little more drone on the last syllable. Get a nice brainwashed sort of feeling. Let's try it again. Number 1.
Do not start
Boss, you got to wake up. This is crazy.
Pish poshery and a puffin park up, Mau Mau. This is swell.
You're brainwashed, Swash. Wake up, man.
All right, we're reaching our destination. Gentlemen, welcome to the moon. All right, men, remember to stick to your sections. We begin work at O Moon 100. You'll all be going home in no time with a big wad of cash. Get to your dormitories now. Not you two.
Hello, Lieutenant.
Yes. Hello, Lieutenant.
Follow me.
Boss, we're on the moon. I mean, in the moon. The rocket flew right in. Did you see it?
Come along now, right this way.
Look, boss. Look at the cavity. They're hollowing out the moon.
In here, gentlemen. You'll be going home in no time.
But I want to help in the operation, Lieutenant.
Doctor, these two were asking questions about our operations back on Earth. They need a thorough mind probe and a memory wipe.
Gentlemen, sit down. I am Dr. Neshblock. How are you two?
Just swell.
Just swell.
Let's start with the little one then. Tell me, what have you heard on Earth?
I heard some people were being brainwashed and taken to the moon to hollow it out for some reason, which I think I heard, but would benefit from you repeating.
As much as that?
As much as that.
And you?
I heard a boy called Trayvon who didn't seem to be responding to his deprogramming and memory wipe well, and who lives at 56 Benito.
Swash!
You're not brainwashed.
Yeah!
Ow! My pelvis!
Deprogram Swash now.
I can't do that. I'll get in trouble.
You can do that, or I'll tear a hole in the ceiling and use you to fill the vacuum.
There's half a mile of moon above us. You can't tear a hole in the ceiling.
Then I'll do this.
Ow! Coccyx! All right, I'll deprogram him. Remember.
I can't remember. Brain hurting. Programming still programmed. I don't want to go to sleuthing school, Mother. You went... Mau Mau!
Swash!
They brainwashed me, Mau Mau! Those collie-god bastards brainwashed me!
It looks like his speech centers are damaged.
It looks like you've got a broken face, Doc.
What? My groin!
Damn it, I meant groin! Looks like he might have been right.
Why are you hollowing out the moon, Nashblock?
Can't breathe. Groin expanding. Testicles decompressing. Can't breathe.
Tell us what's happening now.
Can't. Ow! My appendix.
Damn straight!
You have to go to the command room. I can't.
He's out cold.
Not quite cold, Mau Mau. More shit-fingered. No, I mean cold, damn it. I'm not quite out of it yet. Come on, Mau Mau. We've got to find out what the hell is going on. It's what we do. Being prostitutes.
Private detectives.
Private detectives.
Join us next time for another exciting episode of Moon Swasher.
A song about carrots and the baby roll the hill. Sawdust apples.
Oh, bit of a guitar fart over there. Or as I like to call it, gart.
Very nice.
That could mean gay fart though as well.
Yeah.
This one's called Goat People. Often they seem to be the perfect pet. They keep down weeds, warn off intruders, and provide ample bodily heat in the winter months for 2. But catch them on a clear night, gazing up at the stars with a full moon in their eye, and you might see something different. There's some effect it has on people who own goats. Goat people aren't snobs, and they don't preach to others. Goat people keep to themselves, but can be social. Goat people aren't greedy, but they are never poor. Goat people don't like horse people. Goat people never complain about the weather, and always take precautions. Goat people are good with their hands, but also with numbers. Goat people aren't religious, and don't speak of an ideology. Goat people are reliable, and welcome strangers in need. But there's something weird about goat people. And that was sent in by Rachel in Mecca. Thank you very much for that, Rachel. So Jean-Paul Sartre said that people equal shit. No, he didn't. That was Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Manson. Fuck, I knew I'd say that.
Yeah.
Sorry. They're so similar.
Yeah, they're practically the same person.
Yeah.
2 and 1 and the same.
Yeah, I mean, you never see them in the same room, do you?
No, that's because one of them's been dead for quite a long time.
But which one?
Aha!
So Jean-Paul Sartre, or Jean, as I like to call him, he said that hell is other people. What do you think about that?
That's very true.
Yeah, and he was French.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
so.
I think he had a foreign name, didn't he?
He could be. It's not English, therefore I will not give it a time of
Adolf
day.
Hitler was French, wasn't he?
I thought he was a type of Mongol.
Yeah. A type of Mongol? A type of
type of Mongol.
Yeah, right. I mean, you're not talking about like he was a type of Mongol. You're talking about that's the name for a type of Mongol.
Yeah.
Like over there, they're the people from Ulaanbaatar. Up there, that's the Adolf Hitlers.
Mongrel. Sorry, mongrel. Fuck, you know.
Oh my god. I think that, yeah, right. Okay, yeah, go on. Continue.
Oh, I had nothing other than...
Nothing racist to say to add to that?
No.
What do you think about that saying then?
What? Oh,
Hell
yeah.
is other people.
Yeah,
what?
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 I like that phrase.
What do you think about the saying what in the butt?
That's fantastic. At least it was when I when I discovered it like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That was quite a revelation.
Oh, was it? Why? Is that when you first realised that you were definitely straight?
Yeah, it's not a great advertisement for homosexuality.
I don't think they have to advertise. I don't think it's like that. I don't think it's like, well,
yeah, they have to recruit.
I wasn't into homosexuality, but then I found these fucking coupons, and it was like, all right, okay, but yeah, you get quite a head start out there. Get my homo points up.
Oh gosh, yeah.
It's just like Reddit.
You got like a loyalty card.
You just swipe when you're done. Wipe when you're done.
Oh.
Back to my original question. How does other people? Can you tell me any people other than yourself who have been awful to be with?
Other than like myself, yeah, no, I've known quite a few people. And that's not just because I'm miserable. I think they're like legitimately irritating people.
Yeah. It's not rare, is it?
No, not at all. I haven't had a single job or class or been anywhere where there's not been someone that grates on my fucking nerves. And maybe I've got a...
Damian, the man of many nemesi.
Yeah.
Nemesis.
Nemesis. I learned that from Mystery Men.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
No
one knows what that is.
No.
No.
That's just for us.
Yeah. But you do shovel well.
We talked about it the other night, but I kind of come around. I kind of want to watch it again quite soon.
Well, I think you should explain what Mystery Men is. It's a film from the 90s with Ben Stiller and the guy who was...
The guy who played...
Shag me, baby, or whatever. That was my Austin Powers impression. Shag me, baby.
Mike Myers isn't in that.
Isn't he?
No, it's Ben Stiller. You got Hank Azaria.
Who's the fat one then? That's Mike Myers. Mike Myers is in it. He's the guy who farts.
No, that's not Mike Myers. No,
oh, right,
I don't know the name of that guy. It's the only thing I've ever seen him in, but yeah, it's definitely not Mike Myers.
Oh, right, okay.
And yeah, William H. Macy, and they're just like these crap superheroes.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. One of them like throws forks, the other just beats people with shovels. I think it's fucking genius.
I mean, they're in no way superheroes at all. They're just vigilantes.
Yeah, and then Tom Waits gives them like loads of guns. End of the movie.
You should definitely smoke a massive bong before you watch it. So, go on then, tell us you're going to say, people grate on you. Give us an example. Because no one grates on me. I only see the good in people.
There was one kid that I went to college with, and he had... he was this tiny... well, I was going to give his name, but... What's up? Well, he had this awesome name. It was Robert Johnson, right?
Right. That's not an awesome name.
Oh, but it's the old fucking...
We went
Delta
to school
Blues.
with John Smith. John Smith, extra smooth. It said in his fucking yearbook entry, extra smooth.
I don't remember that fucking kid.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I always liked Robert Johnson because I've...
Never had a
fucking-
taste for him.
Well,
You never liked Rubber Duck?
Rubber Duck? No. No, but he was this really slimy, tiny, like, goth kid. He had, like, some weird kind of fucking health... He had some health issues. He was really kind of gaunt.
Right.
And just generally had this air of filth. And he was... You know, he kind of meant well in a lot of regards, but for whatever reason, he thought he was, like, the shit. And had this unbelievable kind of, like, unjustified confidence all the time. And this... He was, he couldn't have been more of an outsider, but he'd just make up all these stories about meeting girls online and having fucking unbelievable sex and three-ways and shit like that.
And he
all
never had
the
sex,
fucking
right?
time,
Yeah.
And I swear to God, like, I can't really... Like, the state of his body, like, I think he had, like, scoliosis or something like that, you know. He was very frail. It
Right.
kind of struck me that, you know, anything like that would break this man.
Right.
Or boy. You know.
Yeah, good, because we were going down the path of slander there, and then you kind of pulled it back a bit.
With some medicine.
You said he meant well.
Yeah,
You're going to retract that now, aren't you?
No, he did, but I mean, he was...
But everyone, well, not
But
everyone, but
because-
lots of kids make stuff up, don't they?
Yeah, it's not just that. He thought he was really well liked, but he'd always come up and, like, tell me about this stuff. And I was like, I'm never going to believe you. And that's fine if you want to tell other people. I'm not going to fucking, you know...
Call you out on it.
Yeah, but just, please, I don't invite any of these conversations.
Yeah, right.
And I just appreciate... I mean, I'm not doing
Did
any
you say
work
this
here.
to him?
Not like in those words, but I would kind of like brush him off. Like, I'm just doing some work, dude. Come on.
Yeah, right.
Oh
yeah?
yeah,
I can
all the
imagine you saying that.
which is lies. I'd just be sat in front of a blank screen like, yeah. Which is pretty much what happened at college. Did fuck all. It was completely redundant.
Well, I remember John Paul. We finished school and I didn't see him for a year. And when we left school at 18, he was definitely a virgin.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everyone knew all about him, right? Everyone, like the teachers were talking like, yeah, he's always going to be a virgin. And then when I saw him a year later, he told me he had sex with 43 women.
Yeah, I really love when someone is that specific about something.
Firstly,
like that.
don't tell me about it. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. But if you're going to tell me about it, say like, yeah, I've had 4 girlfriends.
Yeah.
Or something. I could believe that. I wouldn't, but... No, I don't think he's had sex to this day, the fucking cretin. Yeah, well, I can't think of anyone in particular who's got on my tits, because there's been so many. I just don't,
Yeah, you can't see for the wood for the trees when it comes to that one.
I mean, would you call me a tolerant person?
No, not really.
Not at all. Why?
Because you're not a very tolerant person.
Well, yeah, but what? Give me an example.
Well, you just...
Give me an example!
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you just never had time for people, basically.
Yeah.
Introverted.
I'm not introverted.
Yeah, you
You
are.
think I'm introverted? I am the liff and sul of the party.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you mean, really? The parties we used to go to used to tear them up. And they only wanted to be in costume.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was true, actually.
Yeah.
You'd always make an entrance as well.
I'd always make an entrance. And I'd always leave with a bang. Come on. No, I'm good at parties.
I'm not saying you're good at parties, but you
Very good.
But yeah, you were kind of outside by choice, you know. You kind of had, you know, and as such you. So, I mean, so when they say introvert, it's not like you didn't have social skills. It's just you chose not to talk to people. Really.
Yeah. It's such a waste of time. The problem I always have with a party is it's kind of like I'm okay getting there and like having a laugh for half an hour, but then after that, it kind of feels like I should be getting something done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely don't tolerate any bullshit. That's why I can't think of anyone who's really irritated me. I just don't keep those people around.
Long enough for them to kind of fuck shit
Yeah,
up.
yeah, kind of. I think that's an honest thing to say.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the only people I really, really remember kind of on that scale were
People you had to work with.
Yeah, I'm not even jobs. I've known some very obnoxious people I've hated being around, but I don't know. For the most part, I remember the people I went to school with, and they would, for the most part, they were just irritating kids,
Yeah.
And that's kind of it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter now.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, good. On that note, then, that's the end of Boisterous.
Keep on hating people.
Yeah. Yeah, like, comment, and some scars.
Subscum.
Scumguard.
George.
Rah!
Boy.
Do not.